they took their security pretty serious back in the day. I mean, for you to protect it that way, like you think somebody's actually gonna crawl through there, that's pretty crazy. This entire Santa Cruz County, man, this is the birthplace of where the Norteño street gangs originated. So number one, they take huge pride, and it runs throughout many families' bloodlines right in this exact vicinity we were walking on. Saying that you remember and you knew her.
I got a lot of fond memories of her.
Yeah,
Very fun. She's a tough lady all the way to the end.
Yeah, the ghetto, you don't never see these anymore either. This is not even operational right now, man. I don't think anyone's using this for business, not living outside of. I mean, the Mexican mafia was the originating factor when it comes to that. They were trying to team up, trying to build an army of inmates that were highly Hispanic to stand up to some of the most prolific gangs inside the prison walls. So they made a rakia inside of her bathroom, Croatian liqueur right underneath the toilet seat. Got a little bit of a gang-related graffiti right here. We got the X4. It has that benefit behind it where if you could grow and appreciate and love the town, I think you could stay here for eternity. That's exactly what that guy said. He's going to die inside of this town, bro. But just give off that appearance a little bit more like you're potentially in the true hood, and they're stacked upon stacked, multi-level. So obviously you got more heads living up here, which usually causes more issues. Guys, Private Eye Travel Guide checking in with you guys for a very special episode that is going to feature one of the most underrated towns in the state of California. It is called Watsonville, California. And the reason that I think it's so underrated is because this exact alleyway that we are walking through, considering that you're with me right now, is an alleyway that I spent a lot of time in as a kid, and it means a lot to me, the town of Watsonville. The fact that if this town was not in existence, I don't think that I would exist, because this is where my grandparents from Croatia, from Chilipi to be exact, southern Croatia, this is where they moved when they wanted to escape the war. They came right to Watsonville, and my grandfather, he was big into the agricultural business in Croatia, so he did not want to switch anything up with his expertise or his profession. So he knew that this exact area was big on agriculture and farming. So the reason that he came out here was to pursue the American dream in terms of growing apple trees on the orchards in good old Watsonville, California. And the fact that the town is so big on agriculture means that it consists of a very high and a very dense Hispanic population. It's always been that way, and I hope it will always remain the same. But I would say, if I was to guess, 65–70% Hispanic town. I mean, it's really Hispanic, along with a little bit of white from the European descent or the immigration from back in the day, people trying to escape wars in Europe. That's where the history comes from the white people that reside in Watsonville. There's a lot of European immigrants who come out here for the agricultural scene to pursue the American dream and make a living when it comes to that. And then this right here, man, this was the original movie shop that we would actually rent VHS tapes at. Right here, you would walk through this store, and good God, look at the size of it, man. It looks like a little bungalow. Probably about, 5% the size of a Hollywood video or a Blockbuster, but damn did it do the job. And as you can see, the original sign still remains there to this day, and this thing has been out of business forever. But yeah, it definitely goes to show that the bars on the windows, and not many people are really tall enough to even reach up to this thing, but they took their security pretty serious back in the day. I mean, for you to protect it that way, like you think somebody's actually gonna crawl through there, that's pretty crazy. Got bars up along these windows. We got a cute little perro. Hey, perrito. Hey, perrito. This used to be a, what was this? It was a salon back in the day, right? What is it now? Looks like they, oh, interesting. They might hold AA meetings there. Yeah, fellowship. Interesting. AA meetings. Hey, perro. Huh. Yeah, so that has changed as well. Yeah. Got bars up along these windows as well. That's cool. They're having a meeting right now as we speak, so we gotta remain quiet. And last but not least, since you know that Private Eye Travel Guy appreciates the retro and the old school stuff that still exists, the ancient artifacts, have to give a shout out to the awesome payphone that has seen better days, but the rustic look just gives off a great representation. And another thing about Santa Cruz County, the fact that it is so highly dense with a very deep Hispanic population, there was a lot of drama that was created way back in the days, the 60s, 70s, the 80s. There was a lot of gang war funk going on back in the day. Between the Mexican mafia was the originating factor when it comes to that. They were trying to team up, trying to build an army of inmates that were highly Hispanic, to stand up to some of the most prolific gangs inside the prison walls. So they made the Mexican mafia. And when they made the Mexican mafia, obviously there was tension, there was funk, there was drama in the inner circle, where some of the northern Hispanic people that were sent to these local prisons up here in the northern part of the state, they wanted to branch out because they felt like they were disrespected and they were not respected whatsoever. And they stood no future inside of the Mexican mafia, where they decided to branch out and make a new prison gang called the Nuestra Familia. And with that, created an uproar in the Northern California region. Right here in Salinas is where it originated. I mean, that's, when you talk about Nuestra Familia, Norteño history, the city of Salinas is a landmark city when it comes to that kind of that story. But considering that Watsonville is so close to Salinas, this entire area right here takes huge pride in the Nuestra Familia drama and the history and the Norteño history. So that is one big thing about this area in Watsonville, is I did want to notate that there is some big time pride that goes into it right here. If you're Hispanic and from the area, these kids from here, I have to say, I don't want to say there's not much to do in Watsonville, but at the same time I kind of do. You're a little bit more away from the coastline, the beaches, you're more inland. But yeah, the kids unfortunately here are just a little bit more prone to potentially getting involved with gang activity, because the resources aren't as deep in the city of Watsonville and there's not as much to do out here. So it runs deep out here with the Norteño activities. And just another thing I wanted to throw out there is you're gonna ask, why does the youth of our nation, why did they get so heavily involved with gangs? And here in Watsonville, I think I have a decent guess why. Number one, it's the exact pride factor that we were just talking about. This entire Santa Cruz County, man, this is the birthplace of where the Norteño street gangs originated. So number one, they take huge pride, and it runs throughout many families' bloodlines right in this exact vicinity we are walking on. Number two, Watsonville, geographically, I think personally it's located in a great part of the state. Other people would complain about that statement, but just a little bit further away from the coastline. So technically, a lot of people say that Watsonville is boring, there's nothing to do out there. So I guess if you're one of those people, when there's not a lot to do and you have the youth in the streets looking for something to do, getting involved with gangs is one of the number one options. Good God, Petty, so can you shut up while I record? Yeah, one of the main things that they're gonna wanna do is gangbang, right? It's something to do in a small town. It's quiet, it's quaint. Not much for the youth to do out here, I guess, according to some locals. But they're going to obviously get involved with gangs and some terrible stuff that comes with when you don't really concentrate on your school studies and be a good kid. You're gonna, you get bored in a small town like this, yeah, you're gonna resort to doing dirt and doing bad shit. Just a plethora of curbside parking, cars galore throughout every single street. We got unmanicured little curbsides over here, unmanicured front yards. A lot of these, I would say a decent amount of these in today's day and age, maybe summer homeowners, but I think for the most part, it's just, owned by boomers that, came up on a fortune back in the day, bought these things, and they are now renting them out for their longevity of their lives, considering they're probably paying like, good God, $150 monthly payment on these beautiful houses here in Watsonville, California, but just making a killing, I bet, on just renting them out for the entirety of their lives. All right, guys, found another property that means a lot to me. This old school, old Croatian woman named Mimi Zanki lived in this exact house right across the street that I'm about to show you guys. One thing that I loved about this woman, I'll never forget when I was a kid, man. This lady would keep a bottle of, they call it rakia. It's a liquor in Croatian. And she would keep a bottle of that shit. Where would she stash it? Like underneath the toilet seat of her toilet. And why it was there, we can only imagine. I've never seen the woman sip some rakia while she was on the pot. But by God, man, she would keep that thing stocked full of rakia inside of her bathroom. Croatian liqueur right underneath the toilet seat. Got a little bit of a gang-related graffiti right here. We got the X4, usually commonly referred to as Norteño graffiti. Yeah. Good.
Nana.
No, oh, not, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Baka is how you say Croatian, and the Croatian grandma would, but no, that's insane that you remember and you knew her.
I got a lot of fun memories of her.
Yeah,
Very fun. She's a tough lady all the way to the end.
Yeah, was she tough. What? She was friggin' taking care of the she has a damn near a farm in that backyard, bro. She was picking the what did she? The apricots or pears? She loved those things and making her own cookies.
This is their house also.
Oh, what the heck? Really?
Yeah.
She's owned that as well?
Actually, this whole block and the ones on the side and the ones behind me.
Shit. Yeah. Fuck, they really ran it back in the day. I wonder how the Croats came up on all that money to buy.
My parents were really good friends with them.
All right, guys. So Watsonville, I would say primarily consists of single-family residences, but there is one avenue called Clifford Drive. I remember back in the day, my uncle would always tell me stories about this spot, and this is the most condensed area with Section 8 or apartments, Section 8 housing or apartment buildings that you could find in the city of Watsonville. So I'll give you a little taste of what it's like to go through there. I don't think Watsonville has any true hoods, but this is one of the more chippy areas of Watsonville, so take a look at it. Yeah, the apartments, they appear okay, but I've been in some of the worst hoods I've ever been in, like in San Francisco, for instance, right towards Big Block, aka Harbor Boulevard up in Hunters Point. Some of those newly founded Section 8 residences, or the apartments I should say, are pretty spiffy looking, man. They're nice spots. So just because it looks nice from the exterior doesn't necessarily mean that there's something on the interior that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not hood. But yeah, this is it. And as we can see, the curbside parking is abundant, so obviously there's a lot of heads up inside every single one of these residences. These ones right here look a little bit more non-modernized. I would say these are a little bit more original. These look like they are, I don't know, man, maybe 80s, 70s built. Just give off that appearance a little bit more like you're potentially in the true hood, and they're stacked upon stacked, multi-level. So obviously you got more heads living up here, which usually causes more issues, but thought it would be worth notating. This just gives off a little bit more of a chippy vibe than some of the other complexes we just checked out. Yeah, man, my family was not exaggerating. They're like, when you go over to Watsonville, be on the lookout for the massive amount of traffic throughout these streets. And yeah, man, for what used to be a small little town that was relatively affordable to live in Santa Cruz County, man, things have changed for sure. This thing is overpopulated to say the least, and yeah, obviously the city planners back in the day did not plan on these small little city streets cutting the job for a population of I think, good God, dude, don't tell me that Watsonville is like seriously 70 or 80K in population now. It might be. The reason I'm pulling in here though is, yeah, I used to spend a good amount of time in here as a kid. Powerhouse Gym, that definitely was not there. But as you can see, there are a lot of mercados and a lot of panderias. Used to get some pan. My güero ass used to get some damn Mexican bread. That's how you say Mexican bread in Spanish, is pan. So, Private Eye Travel Guys videos are becoming educational now, guys. I'm trying to teach the great language of Espanol to my viewers. Here it is, La Princesa Market. That thing's been there forever as well. Yeah, just the Hispanic community, man, still shows out in the great city of Watsonville, man. Not much has changed when it comes to that. This is their town. At the end of the day, this is their town, and I could proudly say that I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think they're always going to own this town. This sure looks like it used to be an interesting building. That thing stretches. I could have, you know, it was a quadplex of some kind where they were obviously renting out unit to unit to unit, but then when you come over here to the main front end, this, number one, the driveway looks funky as hell, and number two, the garage door kind of reminds me of like or actually just the entire front end kind of reminds me of like a miniature like fire station of some kind, man. Like a fire department, I'm getting the vibe from here. Yeah, always used to see this building as a kid and be like, what the hell did this used to be? Got these like ghetto, you know, I never see these anymore either. This is not even operational right now, man. I don't think anyone's using this for business, not living outside of it. But yeah, those things, the screens, I haven't seen those since, good God, I don't even know, 40s, 50s? Yeah, I wonder what this spot used to be, man. And then when you come over here to this front end, huh. Now this right here, a little bit better kept. Looks like that could be where somebody resides in the back end, but I'm still not getting, I still am left confused by what that front end was all about. So if somebody could help me figure that out, like, share, subscribe, and comment on the video, guys. And then we have good old Callahan Park, right in the centralized area of town, right at the intersection of Main and Freedom. And this place has been a landmark for the city for many, many years. They've done some work to it over the years. Used to appear just a tidbit more rough, and but not as much entertainment. This used to, right here, as you see where these kids are playing on this side of the park, that all used to connect to that exact patch of grass that you see behind it. But this park has been here for many, many years. And right when we're talking about what we need to turn the youth to, we need to turn them to activities such as this, entertainment and doing dumb stuff inside of parks instead of getting down with the gang banging and doing all that street shit. They should be inside of these parks, utilizing the resources that the city of Watsonville, the minimal resources that the city of Watsonville has to offer. Walk over here, guys, before I get ran over. This guy's coming at me quick. Dude, and then this has been here forever as well. Workwell Medical Group. It looks more like a for sale sign, you know, when like commercial realtors are like trying to like sell or lease a property. It's kind of what it looks like more of. Not a very welcoming sign. I think they could have done better on the design, but as I said, dude, these things, there's no way they're in service, bro. I've been coming here since a kid in this building. I never see anyone in here, never coming out, never going in. What the heck is this, bro? What kind of door? The hell? That's a crazy gate. Designed very differently. But yeah, apparently it's supposed to be an urgent care facility, but nobody ever comes here, man. Including this building as well. I'm not quite sure what this is. But this parking lot right here stays empty. Everything stays vacant. And then, yeah, at least we're getting a little bit of an incline here where we can see the beautiful roaming hills and a little bit of the guts of the beautiful city of Watsonville. And see here, not quite sure all about the street art, but I'm not sure what the intention or the motive is behind tagging light 5 times in a row on the same dumpster. Don't quite get that, guys. And then this is Eastlake Avenue, another very well-known avenue throughout town. This will find you with some residential, some commercial, and then believe it or not, this will take you all the way out to the fields, bro, where the magic happens when it comes to agriculture. If you just keep driving this way, this will get you out to the farmland, baby, which is where I hope to go I have already invested a lot of time and resources into this video, which I absolutely love. I don't regret any single minute of it. I've loved every single morsel of this goddamn episode, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as me. Spoke too soon. We're already out here, man. Within a matter of seconds, East Lake is taking us out to where the magic happens, man. Where the entire state, if not the entire world, is being fed from this exact region that we are driving through, which is pretty cool to think about. That's a special fact right there, man. Guessing that these are probably strawberries, which is pretty much what Watsonville is extremely well known for, is their strawberry production. Some more plantations right here. These look like potential apple trees. More plantations just all over. Got a little mercado right here, farmers market. And as we were talking about previously in the video, man, these Croats, if you know how to identify a Croatian last name, just think about itch, itch, itch. Itchy skin, itchy face, whatever you got to think about itch. Gizditch. Gizditch Ranch. We are all out here in the agricultural area outside of town in the skirts of Watsonville. These plantations and these farmlands were, and still, not were, but also currently still presently operating underneath Croatian families and last names. Let's go check out what this other one right across the way is. Yeah, man. Let's check out what this is. The last name of Skuric. Skuric Road. Good God. A lot of Croats around this, these roaming hills. I don't know what these are. Looks like apples. Lonely dirt road, guys. Beautiful, just peaceful tranquility out in these cuts. Nothing beating it. Just no days off in this industry, man. These people are hard at work. On a religious day like Sunday in the middle of the afternoon, these people put in the blood, sweat, and tears in the fields, man, and we got to show our appreciation back by never selling out this land and always keeping Watsonville what it is, an agricultural town. Hard-working people on these cuts, and it will not be overtaken by the rat race of a scene that's going on about 50 miles north into the San Francisco Bay Area. It'll never become that under my guidance. If you guys like the content, got to the end of the video. If you got to the end of the video, you must have somewhat liked the content. Had it been halfway decent. Come on, 6.5, 7 out of 10. I don't care what mediocrity is or good, but if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe for more future content that is going to be very similar to this one. History, exploring weird places, off the wall shit, uniqueness. We have it all here at Private Eye Travel Guide channel. So please do exactly what I told you and see you in the next one.